during the training of judicial officers and public prosecutors. His Lordship is the recipient of Karnataka State Award in the year 2009 for having written judgments in Kannada language. His Lordship also participated in International Conference on Mediation held at New Delhi and one at Orissa. His Lordship participated in an international conference on forensic science services conducted by JSS Medical College, JSS Nagar, Mysore as a resource person on the subject. Reports and opinions of experts in crime investigation are judges' prospective. The Lordship's hobbies are reading, singing, listening to music, playing cricket, etc., etc. His Lordship is happily married to Srimati Madhura and are blessed with 2 children, a daughter, Srimati K.P. Yashoda, who is practicing advocate, and a son, Sri K.P. Sagar, an engineer working in Mahindra Group at Pune. So this is the short introduction of His Lordship. Honorable Mr.
Justice himself is going to address the gathering. I now request Honorable Justice K.M. Panindra sir to address the gathering and enlighten us with his written thoughts.
The President of this function, Shri R.G. Viveki, Charge Director, Vips Belgavi, Chief Guest of this function, Shri Dr. K. Ramachandra Rao, Inspector General of Police, Nazar Village, Belgavi, Shri A.R. Patil, Chairman, former Chairman, Bar Council of Karnataka, Bangalore, and an advocate practicing at Bangalore and Belgaum. Shri Dinakar Shetty, Chartered District Governor, Alliance Clubs International, Karnataka and Goa. Learned resource persons, Shri Anil G. Nirwadmat, former Chairman, Bar Council of Karnataka and practicing advocate in Bangalore and Belgaum and as well as at Dhaba. Shri S.P. Sheikh, Senior Advocate and author of many novels, Belgaum. Shri M.N. Godaman, Assistant Director of the Prosecution Office of the Police Commissioner, Belgaum. Mr. Kiran Kiling, Senior Civil Judge and Member Secretary, Real Estate, Belgaum. And Shri S.Y. Dubey, President, Alliance Club, Belgaum. All the dignitaries on the dais, and my dear students, members of press and media, the faculty members of this institution, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I saw this board, there is a banner. It says that this seminar is arranged for Consumption of Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985. But the Act's name is, consumption is not there in the Act. But it is only the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985. Consumption of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances is barred under law. But there is no problem in consuming the act, but not consuming the substance. There is a bar to consume the substance of the act and rules. Therefore, it should be borne in mind that whenever you attend a seminar like this, and it is a very different and strange subject, you have to understand which you are not regularly accustomed to with regard to consumption of legal enactments. Therefore, whenever you attend such seminars, you must have very rapt attention to so far as the resource persons are concerned, in order to consume this enactment in a proper perspective. This narcotic drugs and psychotropics enactment is a very rarest of rare enactment, rather we can say. You have to understand before we go into the details of the subject at the time of hearing the resource persons, why this enactment has been introduced. What was the purpose? This is a new enactment which came into existence in the year 1985 with other allied rules. Earlier to this, we were not having this enactment. Still, we were controlling these narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances by means of applying the previous inadequate enactments like Opium Act 1930 and 1957 and 1978 and Dangerous Drugs Act 1930 and Drugs and Cosmetics Act. The legislators found that those enactments were totally insufficient to combat this use of drugs, particularly narcotic drugs, which are subsequently converted as psychotropic substances. If any drug is consumed, if any drug is used for consumption for the purpose of intoxication, that drug is called as a psychotropic substance. The Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act, which a long deliberation after receiving a lot of resources from different areas of the country and after discussion in international conventions and after due deliberations, the Act has been introduced with great anxiety that it will combat the illicit trafficking of drugs and also the consumption of these psychotropic substances by various people in the country. Especially, it is referred to the adult members, especially the students or the addicts of these psychotropic substances. In order to save the youth from this addiction and becoming not only menace to their families but also menace to the entire society. With a fond of hope that this particular enactment will combat all these purposes, it took birth in the year 1985. Earlier to this enactment, the parliamentarians found that this drug trafficking is a major business by some of the antisocial elements of the society. It has reached to the extent of causing an economical imbalance to the society also. Not only the morale of the students, morale of the youth has been attempted to be destroyed by means of using these psychotropic substances. And also the abusing of major part of the drugs as psychotropic substances. So therefore, stringent provisions were required, rules are required for the purpose of combating or meeting this menace of using of the drugs as psychotropic substances. Therefore, they found that a separate enactment is an absolute requirement by heavy punishment to the person who commits an offense under this particular enactment. So therefore, in order to safeguard not only the victims, but also unnecessarily if a person is caught under this particular enactment, in order to safeguard that person also and also to the society, after a lot of international conventions and international deliberations, in the year 1985, this act has been introduced. Friends, this act has got lot of hope from the stakeholders who are responsible for implementation of this particular enactment. Particularly the police, judicial system and the accused persons, and particularly the victims are the stakeholders so far as this particular enactment is concerned. Apart from this enactment, subsequent to this enactment, the rules have also been introduced. The rules are made for the purpose of effective implementation of the Act. Wherever there is ambiguity in the enactment with reference to adoption of procedure and with regard to certain things which are not covered under the enactment, in order to clarify the Act, the rules have also been framed in the year 1985 itself. Otherwise than this Act and rules, some other rules in order to control use, abuse of the narcotic drugs, say various rules have also been framed. The NDPS Execution of Bond of Conviction Addicts Rules 1985,